YB stays on your neck.
Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. So as you can see on your screen now, Michael Venom Page, a Bellator fighter, has commented on Anthony Joshua's defeat to Andy Ruiz and, more importantly, the conspiracy slash concussion theory. And I gotta say, man, when this stuff kicked off on June 1st and June 2nd, I came out and called a spade and predicted all of this stuff. And now we've got all these fighters in UFC, in all over the shop, Joe Rogan, everyone, haters, not haters, everyone saying Joshua was concussed. Now we've got another guy who, funnily enough, also got knocked spark out. Well, actually, this dude, Venom Page, got knocked spark out. Joshua never gets knocked spark out because his chin is world class and legendary. Anthony Joshua has a legendary chin. Fact. Now, show me a time you've seen Joshua's lights out. Show me a time you've seen Joshua's soul exit his body. Show me a time when you've seen Joshua's eyes rolled in the back of his head. Never. Chin's too good. Now, answer me this question. If you want to talk about conditioning, Joshua also has one of the worst gas tanks in history. I call a spade a spade. I call it as I see it. Well, legendary chin, world-class chin, one of the worst gas tanks in history. Even Frank Bruno didn't run out of gas after 2 rounds of not throwing no punches. But anyway, let's get to the point of this video. As you see by the title, Michael Venom Page. The signs that suggest Joshua was damaged before Andy Ruiz's defeat. Here we go. For those of you who don't... I love it. Just quickly as well, I love it that there's so many people, so many casuals, so many low IQ casuals I have in my comment section, unfortunately. I've got to admit something here. There is a lot of low IQ dudes who follow the YB. I put my hands up. For some reason, I've attracted a lot of these thick-ass dudes. They come and tell me about, oh, YB, oh, a concussion's like anything. You have to push through and win. Yeah, Joshua showed no heart by not pushing through. People like Hatman, these goons, don't understand anything. But you know what? Don't listen to me. What we'll do is we'll listen to a guy who's been concussed and who's been in the sport. Not you casuals who sit there with your beer in your hand, who haven't got a clue about medicine or health or biology. Let's get on with it anyway. For those of you casuals who don't understand how concussion works, let me break it down. After my knockout to Douglas Lima, once I stood up, I was completely fine for the rest of the day. Once I felt dizzy and sick, I threw up and then felt fine again. I went on holiday and wound down. When I got back to London, random little things would make me dizzy. If someone called my name and I turned around, I'd feel dizzy. It's almost like that feeling of standing up too quick. But in random little motions, it could happen a lot. This is why, even up to now, I haven't been able to spar. My coaches won't let me, because I still have checks to do. That fight was 5 weeks ago. Concussion is ongoing. Imagine being knocked out 2 weeks ago. You're still having these little spells, and then Andy Ruiz Jr. punches you. It sparks up that feeling immediately. I've seen Anthony Joshua get rocked and still compose himself and be able to continue. He has a chin, a world-class chin. We saw it against Vladimir Klitschko and Lillian White. Ruiz's shots were glancing, but AJ was still on rocky legs in the 7th. Before I heard the rumours, it looked to me like there was something up. I understand why they're trying to hush it all up, but concussion affects you. Bang! Before I go on, let's discuss this news now. I love it. I love this game. I just love being the YB. The YB comes with facts. Speculations which end up turning into pure facts from other fighters, from insiders. A number of points here which I love to read out to you, and this is what I talk about. I watched Dillian White fight back recently. I watched the Klitschko fight back recently. Listen, AJ was getting hit in that fight and marching forward, no respect. It was scary to watch. I felt bad for Dillian White in there. I felt bad for Klitschko. They was hitting him with everything. My man was just marching forward, smiling, laughing, talking to Klitschko in there. Yeah? All of it was a big joke. Menacing. That's the best word to use. Menacing in there. No doubt. Demonic in there. What he did to Dillian White was ungodly. Had no respect for him. Dillamite hit him with his best left hook, and it didn't do anything. It barely stumbled him, and he marched forward throwing mad combinations. 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. None of this 1 or 2 punch crap. 5 punch combinations flowing. Yeah? Fact. Under Tony Sims. Ever since he got with McCracken, he's throwing, all he's got is a jab and a slow-ass jab, and maybe a left hook on the end. Maybe, if you're lucky. You might get that. You might get a 2-shot combination. You might get a slow 2-punch combination, which Andy Ruiz can time because it's so slow. And so not flowy anyway. My point is, just like this professional fighter who also has been concussed points out, Joshua had no problem eating shots, never going down. Ruiz wasn't even hitting him. Dillamite said it. Joshua had this floppy guard up, and the shots weren't even hitting him flush. He was just rocking and rolling all over the place. That there is what you call a concussion. Fact. And besides, you know what, forget what YB says. Why is this fighter coming out and saying it? Why? Explain. I just don't get it. I really don't. Why is it so hard for you guys to understand this? It's not, this is medical stuff we're talking about. This is biology. Not speculation, it's pure. And if I'm lying, why is a fighter who's also been knocked out and recently concussed echoing it? I just don't get it. I'm confused. It's like you lot... Well, I know what it is, to be fair. What's happened is, a lot of you AJ haters who've been hating since day one, it's now you know the truth. Deep down in your heart, you know the truth. Deep down in your heart, you know, yeah, Joshua was concussed, and he's going to go on and maul Ruiz in 6 months' time. But because you thought, because initially, a lot of you, man, you went too sharp. So you saw that Joshua performance, and because you don't actually understand boxing, you just assumed that was a normal AJ. Yeah? You thought, oh, wicked, yes, AJ's been exposed. Yes, all the things Tyson Fury said were true. You loved it. Your cock was rock hard, thinking about how crap Joshua was. Then, 2-2s, the YB comes online and shatters all of your hopes and dreams. But even then, when the YB came on YouTube and told you, man, listen, he was concussed. He was not sound of mind. You thought, oh, YB, what does he know? He's an AJ cocksucker. You were still feeling nice. You man, was still feeling yourself. Feeling a little too nice. 2-2s. 3 weeks later now, everyone's come out and said it. Everyone. And that's why you man are in your feelings, feeling stressed. And talking about, oh, concussion doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. Because you're clinging on to the hope that was the true AJ in there. You're clinging on to it, hoping and praying that Ruiz can do it again. But when he gets splattered, I'm telling you now, Ruiz is getting splattered. Fact. That's what we do know. Yeah? He's getting completely murked. So if I was you, I'd hop off the bandwagon now, because you're gonna have 6 months' time to prepare yourself for what's gonna happen to your dude Ruiz all of a sudden. Anyway, let's keep it on topic today. Let's read the next part. There's a lot of talk in the back channels about Joshua, but it was his fault he lost. I do believe Ruiz was slightly overlooked. I think AJ took him seriously enough, but Ruiz is disarming. He's Mr. Happy. AJ probably slightly took his eye off the ball. I had money down with my friend for a 3rd round knockout. Ruiz went down, but AJ then decided to have a scrap. I didn't get why. He got overexcited and overconfident, and in the moment I understand it, because that's exactly what I did against Lima. AJ is a competent boxer, and he hurt him. But you could see when Ruiz got up, he wasn't on rocky legs. AJ stopped watching the fight. Assumed he killed him. Here we go, look. And I've got to be honest, initially when I read that, I thought, what's going on here? This guy's talking rubbish, man. Like, he doesn't actually understand concussions, because if he did, he'd understand that the reason Joshua jumped in and rushed in again was because he was concussed. That's how it works. You're not rational. Look at Joshua's IQ. Look at when Joshua fought Dominic Breazeale, as an example. Or anyone, pick any fight actually. Joshua never runs in. He breaks people down. If someone goes down, show me a fight where Joshua's ran in. I've never seen it before. Yeah? Look at the Charles Martin fight. He put Charles Martin down and he waits and he sets something up. Comes in behind his jab still. Still cautious. Aggressive but cautious. This fight, he puts Ruiz down, runs in with a low lead hand, and it's shocking. You should never go into the pocket with a low lead hand as a heavyweight. Or anyone. Even Mayweather didn't used to do that. If Mayweather went in the pocket, he'd have high guard up. That's standard stuff. Defensively, it makes no sense to be standing in front of someone with a low lead hand, opening up the whole left side of your body or left side of your head. Anyway, so when I read that, I thought, this guy's gassed, man. He dropped the ball on this one, but then he comes back and booms after Ting. You ready? Here we go. AJ's response to the initial knockdown tells me AJ was a person who had been recently knocked out. It didn't seem like the shots were that hard or concussive, but AJ was on wobbly legs immediately. I've said it for a long time. AJ likes to scrap, but he's not got the 1 point sleeper. He should never be fighting like Mike Tyson. He should be fighting like a Lennox Lewis, nice and long, hiding behind a jab and searching behind the right hand. Searching behind for the right hand, sorry. AJ likes to square off with people, and that's always been my worry with him. He's a great athlete, but he's very basic in boxing ability. Listen, this guy's gas, man. Bottom line, he talks some sense at the start, but listen, the bottom line is this man don't know what he's talking about. When it comes to boxing and whatnot, stick to being knocked out, bro. Yeah, listen, stick to being knocked out in UFC. But AJ don't have very basic boxing ability. This is the problem with these people. They get some stuff right, but he's stupid in other areas. Look, his response to the initial knockdown tells me AJ was a person who had been recently knocked out. So what he's saying there is, what he's saying is what I'm saying. The fact he ran in there and was buzzed, that shows that AJ was not sound of mind. And this is the man who's also been concussed telling you this. Now he goes on to talk complete crap about, oh yeah, AJ likes to square off and he's not a Mike Tyson. Listen, AJ is a Mike Tyson. He's a 6'6" fighter with a high propensity to come forward and fight on the inside. That's what he is. Yeah, that's what we do know. He's not an outside fighter. He's not. Yeah, he tried that in the Ruiz fight. He got murked because he was fanning around on the outside. He'd been better off sticking his chin in his chest, keeping a high guard up, and stepping forward with a big stinging jab, doubling it up, stinging Ruiz to the body and coming up top as well. And listen, do that for a few rounds, and Ruiz, he would have been begging for the right hand. Please, AJ, put a right hand on my chin so I can put me out my misery. That's what would have happened. Fact. That's what we do know. Yeah? This dude's half gas, but let's stick to the point of the video. He points out here some key things about the concussion. You've heard it from a man who's being concussed himself. People don't understand concussions. And I've told you, man, this before. What you, man, need to do is, in your own time, do some reading. Look at how concussions affect the brain. Look at concussions. Look at the American football. Them dudes, they're not getting hit by trained men in the head with fists. They're taking what's the word? They're taking broad impact from big men, but they're not being punched clean in the head thousands of times. And all of them are getting CTE and whatnot. You've really got to appreciate how severe a concussion is, and so concussion is the only thing I'll make an excuse for. It's not even an excuse. It's actually a very dangerous, injury. And that's in boxing. You don't die from breaking your arm, or you don't die from a body shot. What you die from is brain injuries. Yeah. You don't die from getting hit in the liver. It hurts, but in fact, I'm pretty sure no one in history has ever died to a body shot. But the brain's the only thing that matters, and it's the only thing you can die from. That's if you don't really understand about biology and whatnot, just take it as that. Is it a coincidence that the brain is the only thing you can die from in boxing? No, that's why it's so serious and so severe.